Go fuck yourself! What?
A few moments later.
Here's your main event for WrestleMania. John Cena. Your boy, Joel. Choices have consequences. Come on, John, just stop.
You are listening to your Elimination Chamber review here on the Dirty Sheets podcast. I am joined by Austin.
Hey guys.
We watched it together yesterday with my friend Dan, and I think it's fair to say, as far as WWE moments go, I have shared the two most shocking moments in WWE history with my friend Dan. We witnessed the streak together in New Orleans back in 2014, and yesterday we witnessed the Cena heel turn at his house. Austin, I don't know if you can think of anything more shocking than that. There have been some shocking moments. I'm talking about actually in the ring. Obviously, Benoit killing his entire family is quite shocking. There have been some shocking deaths, shocking stories. Vince McMahon shitting on his secretary is pretty shocking. But in-ring, I'm talking about the in-ring product. I think this is either number one or number two. Number two, I would say. I'd go for the streak. I know you're thinking number one. The streak, I don't think, is familiar with you. Or you're not as aligned with it because it wasn't a part of your growing up as much. I mean, when you were born, the streak was already well underway. I think Undertaker was up to, Jesus, what was he up to when you were born?
Was that
18 and 0? 18, 17 and 0? Something like that?
No, it was way less than that. Because
Really?
He lost it.
What's that picture up there? Undertaker versus Triple H. That will tell you. You're
20,
It's 20 and 0, and you're 2 years old in that photo. So you were born the year of 19 and 0. You were born at 18 and 0.
The streak was broken, what, 10
The year
10
after
years
that?
ago?
No, the streak was broken 2 years after that.
Oh, right.
So you were 3 when the streak was broken, and the streak was at 21 and 0, but it was 19 and it became 19 and 0 when you were born. Why does this matter? My point is that the streak, you didn't grow up with the streak. You were about 3 years old when it was broken. So this is why you're saying, clearly for you, this is the most shocking moment, right?
Yeah.
But for me, it's still the streak, and this is number 2. Largely because I feel like, and I feel that we're going to do the show a disservice by mainly spending 90% of the show talking about this, but it's so fucking big. So I think for me the streak is still bigger, just because as I said, it went on for years and years and years and years, and this feels like a desperation thing that they had to do to sell these last few tickets, and because The Rock pulled out. I mean, it's awesome that it happened. It's awesome that Cena agreed to it. I think in his final year, we already know this is going to be short. I think he has to get back to babyface by December. He won't retire as a heel. So we get 6 months maximum. Maybe we get 6 weeks, which is something I want to talk about in 6-7 weeks. How long is WrestleMania? 7 weeks. Yeah, 7. Maybe we get 7 weeks of this, which would not be, which would actually water it down a lot, because that would kind of put it in the same box as Shawn Michaels turning on Hulk Hogan, albeit this is much bigger. That was a short-term turn to sell one wrestling match because they wanted a heel-face dynamic. If this is that would really damage the moment long-term. And it's interesting because sometimes that does happen in wrestling. Sometimes we see a big moment and what happens next actually damages it. For example, Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit hugging in the ring at WrestleMania 20. Eddie dies and then Benoit dies, but he also kills his whole family, and therefore the moment's damaged by death. But yeah, there are instances of that where something doesn't stand the test of time. So if John Cena were to turn babyface in 7 weeks, let's say Cody Rhodes beats him and The Rock then says, you had everything, I gave you everything and you let me down, and turns on him at the end of WrestleMania. So he's angry that Cena's failed to deliver the belt, and then Cody then comes back to the ring and tries to save Cena, and they end up hugging and handshaking and kissing, and then they go back to the hotel and make love. That's not going to be a great heel turn for John Cena. But if John Cena wins the championship and he holds it till SummerSlam as a heel, that's going to make for some decent television. And maybe he drops it to CM Punk, and maybe The Rock wants Punk Soul or something along those lines. So there are ways to make this good, but there are also ways to make this shit. But right now, it's incredible that we got to see this. You have anything to say? You're just sitting there watching the football?
Yeah, it's just a big shock, to be fair. I never would have expected that. Dan was saying it before, though. He's saying it the whole night.
When did you know?
When that angry look was actually, I think I knew when he didn't stop CM Punk from getting curb stomped.
Well, he couldn't stop him, but he
didn't question it or anything. He just came and finished him off.
Yeah, he looked at Punk getting curb stomped as a huge positive. Like, he just jumped on him straight away. It was like, it wasn't a babyface reaction to see your opponent being curb stomped and then you pull them into a submission. That was a big hint. But I don't think it was enough to get me to him being a heel, because I've wanted to see Cena as a heel for so long, and they've not pulled the trigger, and there are multiple times where it could have happened. I think when John Cena was coming up against Rob Van Dam in 2006, he was a massive heel in the ECW arena. He was massively unpopular. Any time in those 12 months would have been the best time. Then when he was in the program with The Rock, either one of those two matches, 28 or 29, that could have been a good time for Cena to go heel. He was in a program with the Wyatts. Off the back of that program, at some point, Cena could have gone heel. Instead, he went into a program with Rusev. He chased the United States Championship. He could have gone heel against The Undertaker at 34. There have been multiple times, even during, even in between those periods, you could have set something up where Cena could have faced one of the other baby faces in the company, a Randy Orton, a CM Punk. You could have even brought back a Hulk Hogan. You could have done a Hogan-Cena match that was rumoured for WrestleMania 23, 24 and 25, and they didn't do it. But there were multiple times where you could have done it. But they never did it. For 20 years, they never, ever did it. They never pulled the trigger, and now they have. I think so. I was suspicious, but I didn't actually really know that they were doing it until I was suspicious multiple times. I was like, maybe when the curb stomp happened, and then maybe when he didn't leave the ring. He wasn't leaving the ring, and he was overreacting to everything Cody was doing. But overall, the look was the thing, and then The Rock did the throat cut. And I just thought it was very, very well done.
I thought it was perfect. So I think just off the whole card was perfect, to be honest. The Sami Zayn match was good. Jade Cargill thing was good.
Jade Cargill thing was really good, yeah.
The Chamber match was a good match.
Both
Set
of them.
up matches, both of them were good.
Yeah.
The endings of both of them were good. Yeah, I think it was great pay-per-view altogether, but obviously this is the main moment, and I think they did it perfectly.
It was an incredible end to a 9 out of 10 pay-per-view. I felt that was the... if that had been last year, that would have been probably number 2, probably just pipping SummerSlam. Maybe not, because SummerSlam's very eventful, but I think the decisive heel turn takes it past last year's SummerSlam. I don't know if it pushes it past Endgame, because WrestleMania 40 was near perfectly done. But yeah, this definitely would have been the number 2 pay-per-view for last year, which puts it in a very, very strong position to be the number 1 pay-per-view this year. It's ahead of the Royal Rumble, clearly, already. AEW won't do anything that's better than this. And WrestleMania has a long, long, long way to go to pass this show. A lot is going to need to happen at WrestleMania 41. And we're going to have loads of time to talk about WrestleMania 41, so let's focus on this show and let's finish analysing his heel turn. I've said everything great about it. Obviously, we wanted this for years. The acting was good. The Rock's part was good. Travis Scott shouldn't have been there. He's a fucking weirdo. But I think by the end, his weirdo behaviour, his devil-worshipping, soul-selling behaviour and everything that he's accused of, the fact that I knew that and spoke about it on the podcast, the preview podcast that I did, I felt that it was appropriate that Travis Scott should be there because he is the celebrity soul-selling scumbag and he was acting like that. And you don't want to like Travis Scott. You don't want to like Cena in a situation. You don't want to like The Rock. And that worked on you. For me, I'm more of an older fan and I kind of might be one of these people who, you know, see these guys being pricks in the whole build-up and I might just get to WrestleMania and just cheer John Cena because I want to see number 17. That's not going to work on you as a kid. You said that you like all of these people individually, but this has worked on you to the point where you are going to want Cody Rhodes to win.
Yeah, I hate all of them now.
As do you hate the characters or you hate all of them?
No, I just hate John Cena for what happened.
But you know it's acting.
I hate the.
But you know it's acting.
I know, but I don't know. I just never wanted. I've never liked Cody Rhodes. I've wanted every single person he's faced to beat him. Styles, Roman, Solo, Kevin, all of them. I wanted every single one to beat him, and now I finally want him to win so badly because I just hate these characters so much.
What is it you hate about it?
I don't know. It's just a big switch and how they were just destroying him. It's just something I'm not used to.
So it worked
with Cena.
So it worked on you.
I guess.
So let's say you were in 1992 and you always liked Jake the Snake, and then Jake the Snake is being a bad guy now, but then he gets his snake to bite Macho Man Randy Savage, and you're like, fuck this now, I want Savage to win.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I would have said the same thing.
I'm trying to obviously correlate it, so that's kind of where we're at. My big disappointment from this was, there's a few things. So I'm going to, it's 3 things that I'm disappointed and concerned about. Number 1, this crowd suck for this moment. I think they should have been a lot louder. These liberal woke Canadians from Toronto couldn't react enough or strongly enough or get a chant together or cheer for Cody or throw trash in the ring like real fans did when Hulk Hogan made the greatest heel turn of all time, still number 1. And I didn't feel that these fans brought enough energy to this moment. They were too quiet. Number 2, I'm concerned about, this isn't obviously a problem with the turn right now, but I'm concerned about these two now having a match. The build up to everything's going to be great, but what you're paying $700 to $1,000 for a ticket to WrestleMania is to see these guys wrestle. I'm not sure Cena can wrestle for 30 minutes. He still looks quite uncoordinated. He still looks a bit slow, stiff. They had to hide him in the match. He came in last, but I'm going to tell you that was fixed because he was The Rock's guy. And it's a bit weird because how did they know John Cena was going to win? Because John Cena hasn't won any matches for such a long time. He's had a terrible win-loss record, even lost to Austin Theory. So why did you take his soul? How did you know he was going to win? It's a little bit messy. John Cena hasn't been winning wrestling matches. The only advantage that you gave Cena is A, he didn't qualify, and B, the final boss could say that he made him number 6. So you gave him an advantage, but that's no guarantee you're going to win because number 30 doesn't really often win the Royal Rumble. So that is a little bit unbelievable. You've got to explain why. What did you do? Did you drug all the other wrestlers? Were the referees in on it? What did you do to make sure that John Cena was going to win? I don't think that's been answered. And from a wrestling perspective, John Cena was hidden, despite being the last man in, he was hidden in a chamber for 7 or 8 minutes, allowing Rollins and Punk to wrestle as Cena was smashed through the chamber door, because I don't feel that his cardio and ability to wrestle is up to a high enough standard to do a proper main event match. So he needs to be doing cardio, yoga, everything that he needs to do, tanning, getting rid of that fucking horrendous bald patch. I imagine he will do that. I imagine John Cena's going to be turning up in suits and things for the next 6 or 7 weeks while we promote this match. So I think he'll take care of those things, and I think hopefully he'll be more prepared to have a decent match at the end of this, because that is the end game of this situation. That's what people are paying their money for, and I don't think that Cody and Cena can do 10 or 12 minutes. They are going to have to do 25, 30, and it's going to have to be watchable. So that's a concern. And the final one is Michael Cole. Michael Cole has called the 2 biggest shocking moments in wrestling. The first one was the streak. And if you guys don't remember how he called that, I'm going to play it for you right now.
Have hit each other with everything they have. 2 F5s. Undertaker kicked out both times. Tombstone pile driver. Brock Lesnar kicks out. Whoa. Undertaker. Two incredible athletes fighting for their place in history. Undertaker signals it's over. Maybe he's not human. Again. All right, Brock Lesnar counter. Brock Lesnar counter. Lesnar counter. He's got it. Undertaker up on his shoulders again. Not again. Going for a triple. A third F5 to the Undertaker. Brock Lesnar into the cover. Hooks the leg. The streak is over.
The streak is over. No, mate. Lose your fucking shit. Lose your shit. Lose your voice. Go crazy. Have a heart attack. The fucking streak is over. We were doing it in the crowd. Why are you sitting there going, the streak is over? Now on to our next match. No. That was one of the worst calls ever. How can you be so calm? Where the hell was your Jim Rossness, like you learnt from JR, who would have been going batshit crazy in what should have been a batshit moment? And it was the same last night. Cole was fine last night. It's not a heavy criticism, but I needed a little bit more of this. And, of course, who can forget this one? The best calls from the best commentator, and that's what Michael Cole will never be. Michael Cole's fine. Michael Cole's got a lot better. Michael Cole deserves his place in history. Michael Cole was disrespected for many years, but his call of the street wasn't good. And last night, we needed him to be a lot louder, a lot more crazy, and we needed more from this crowd. And they are the real main three complaints about the whole turn. The only issues that I have. Do you think any of these are harsh, Austin? Because I think everybody's praising this. It's easy to praise it, and we should, and we have, and we were going nuts last night. But now I've looked back on it. The things that didn't make it perfect were these. I'll tell you what. Number 4, send Hulk Hogan out there. Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah, that's harsh.
Hulk Hogan's music plays. They think that he's coming to do something to save John Cena. Plus, it's in Toronto where Rock and Hogan had their match. You then repeat that. Hogan is there staring at The Rock like they did at WrestleMania 18. And instead, out of his pocket, he pulls out the can of spray paint. And Cena finishes us off by painting the NWO on Cody Rhodes' back. And that essentially means that Cena then gets to use the NWO music during this heel turn. And also that allows you to put more people over because other people can then join Cena and it can be a group thing. But in this day and age, which one of these new wrestlers is big enough and good enough to actually be in the NWO? I don't think any of these guys are stars enough, really. I mean, new people, they're not damaged. They don't have those losses. So if you're looking at a Bron Breakker and putting Bron Breakker in NWO colours and sending him out there with Cena and saying, I've got the IC Championship, Cena's got the World Championship, maybe stick a tag team in there as well, and I'm talking like two top guys put together, and they are the tag team. They're Hall and Nash. That's your NWO 2020. What year are we in? 2025. Yeah, that's your NWO 2025. Interestingly, the NWO will be 30 years old. 30 years old next year, which is nuts. Hopefully WWE do something for that. But let's quickly breeze through. I don't really want to do a whole star rating thing here for the matches. I felt that the Women's Elimination Chamber was very good. The Jade Cargill turn was good. The action at the end between Liv Morgan and Bianca was good. They two carried the match. They finished the match. The tag team match was a throwaway. Owens, again, I think had the best match on this pay-per-view for the second pay-per-view in a row. He worked his arse off in this match with Sammy. Randy Orton, incredible pop for his return, but once again, Randy Orton return is overshadowed by a John Cena heel turn, and then obviously a heel Punk return, which was up there as well with the shocking moments. I would say that was top 5 too when Punk returns to WWE, and then obviously now Cena turning heel. 2 of the most shocking moments of all time. Take all of the conversation away from Randy Orton returning. But Austin, you want to chip in with something about that match before we close out, like that particular Sammy Kevin match? Some specifics maybe.
Yeah, I think it was really good. I think the barbed wire onto the chair stunt was good. I think the what's that move where Kevin Owens spins someone around on a top rope and went through a double table?
I don't know what it's called.
Okay, yeah, that one. Where you like...
What about like the harkbacks to their history? Like where... Do you remember when he turned on NXT?
And he power bombed onto the apron.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good there.
I thought it was all really well done. And then obviously he gets the win because he needs to win, like I said on the show, because he's facing Orton. He needs the win. And he got the win. And then Randy Orton returns afterwards.
Yeah, I thought the whole thing was good. The Orton return was good. I think it was a very, very solid match, unsanctioned.
I think they were in trouble with this WrestleMania and a lot of stuff needed to be perfect, and I felt a lot of stuff was perfectly done. I felt Naomi was perfectly done. Naomi's getting beaten up by Jade, that's perfect. The Owens match was perfect, the return was perfect, and the heel turn at the end was perfect. And the booking of the Chamber was pretty much perfect, other than I think Drew McIntyre needs to come back with a vengeance in the next few weeks, because he's been losing to both the Usos. He got rolled up by Priest. He went out first. He needs to go on a Vengeance World Tour. He needs to be beating the shit out of people, and he needs to beat Damian Priest in this match at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, I think McIntyre deserves a big match at SummerSlam.
Where do you think Logan Paul goes from here?
Oh, yeah, that's a really tough one to call. Maybe he'll just face Punk and they just do Rollins Roman.
No, I don't think so. Seth Rollins cost Punk the championship yesterday,
yeah,
so
that's true.
they are going into the three-way.
You can't cost him that main event, the WrestleMania main event he always wants. Logan Paul, I think he could face... Maybe he'll team up with Dominic, like he's talked about before. That's a possible thing.
Let's talk about it on another show. We've got 7 weeks of this now.
Another thing they could do that. Remember 38, where Cody Rhodes, where Seth Rollins had the mystery opponent.
Yeah,
they could do that with someone, with Logan Paul.
Yeah, they could do.
That would be good.
But there's not really anyone worth bringing in. I don't think Aleister Black is big enough to come in and squash Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul needs a big win at WrestleMania. If he was to beat AJ Styles or someone like that, that would be great for Logan Paul. Yeah, I think that would be where the direction I would go in. So that's it for our Elimination Chamber review. I know we haven't really touched on specifics, but who cares? Like what the star rating would be for the women's match and the men's match, because obviously my star rating is different. It factors into build-ups, it factors into crowd response, but just everything here was super fun, super well done. Couldn't be higher on the show. 9.5 out of 10. Very much in a position to win pay-per-view of the year already. It's going to be very tough to beat, even for WrestleMania 41. WrestleMania 41 would need to match WrestleMania 40, which for me is either the first or second best WrestleMania of all time. It's either 40 or X7. And I would probably lean 40 at this juncture, and Austin would probably agree. That's it for me. That's it from Austin. Thanks for listening, guys.